We are currently drafting in the Fantasy Eaters podcast.
Eater Bowl.
The Eater Bowl with a whole bunch of other podcasts that you can find on Twitter. You find our retweet of the Fantasy Eaters podcast tweet.
Tweeter
Then
Bowl.
you can see all the podcasts that are taking place in that, but shout out to the Fantasy Eaters podcast for putting that together. We're drafting a dominant team in there right now.
We're destroying as of right now.
It's pretty great.
We easily have the number 1 team.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. We just got to talk a little bit of smack to you guys.
Get smacked.
Let you know that we're coming for the championship. I think we need like a belt, like a championship belt for this league.
Yeah, I like belts.
That would be pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Get the Eater Bowl belt.
I don't really have much space left on my fingers for rings, so a belt would be nice.
Oh,
stupid.
Yeah, my shelves are too full with trophies, so I need a belt to be able to like hang or something. Would be great. You ready to sing this song?
Yep,
let's do it. This is a show from a couple of geeks, nay, a man and a beast. And it's not just a bunch of ramblings. It's a show to tell you who to draft and play for your rise to fantasy football power. We dive into drafts and analytics to help with your fantasy. We choose your 4 favorite players and debate their ADP. Yeah! We've held the trophy, been champions, even paid bills with winnings. We've drafted on Sleeper and ESPN to win our leagues again. Rock! Oh yeah! To win our leagues again. There you go, Squatch. Going a little deeper today, looking at rounds 6 and round 9. Taking a couple of wide receivers and then a couple of running backs. Here we go. You gonna be okay there, Sasquatch?
Yeah, I can't.
You're good?
Yep.
You love that song or what?
No, it was something you said, but I'm just gonna move on.
What?
Nothing. Just keep it going.
Well, now I want to know what.
No. Nothing. No. You just have to listen.
Oh
and
my!
then you'll find out.
I put my foot in my mouth.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Well,
you'll see. I'm sorry. I'm not professional enough to do this.
My God, he's already throwing mind games at me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Trying to get in my head before we even jump into the debates. Couple of wide receivers, couple of running backs.
It's all about the mind games.
We're gonna debate.
This is going to be a good one. These are the ones that you really wanted to tune into to win leagues, because you're at this middle point in your draft where you're like, okay, this is where I really set myself apart. Mm-hmm. And these are the picks. These are we just went through our round 2 today. It happened.
Yeah.
Literally organically happened.
Just trying to figure out which one we wanted.
Yep.
And then our round 1 matchup that we've got, that was up in there too. It didn't quite get to us.
It didn't get to us.
Couple of other people that we ended up going with, but had we been on the turn just a couple of picks after ours, we would have been looking right at that one.
Yeah, I'm glad that decision was made for us.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad too, because all these guys right here, I'm kind of like, man, I want to have all of them. But you can only get one or the other, typically.
Yep.
Unless you make trades or
this
whatever,
isn't Baskin-Robbins. Yeah. I love Baskin-Robbins.
Oh, Baskin-Robbins is great. All right. Well, this is the Sasquatch Square-Off. And today we are debating Michael Gallup and Tyler Boyd. Two kind of underrated wide receivers.
They're very hungry.
Hungry wide receivers and underrated.
Yeah.
Kind of number 2 on their team.
Ish,
exactly. Yeah. Going in the 6th round, typically. So Michael Gallup's ADP, according to Fantasy Pros, is 70 overall, wide receiver 30, and then the 6'10 spot in 12-team leagues. And then Tyler Boyd is right behind him at 72 overall, wide receiver 32 at the 6'12, so right at the end of the 6th round. And just to remind you guys of our structure and rules here, mainly to remind the Fantasy Sasquatch over here. This is based on 12-team leagues. You only get one.
That's true. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I just want to get that out of the way.
You only get one of those.
Okay.
It's the record scratch, the interruption. You get one.
Okay.
You can't use it in both rounds, just one time.
Just one.
Okay?
All right.
You
That's
got
fine.
that? Good.
Thank you, Regis.
Half PPR scoring, one quarterback. We are going to have 2 rounds of fights here. In our second round, we're going to be talking about Phillip, Lindsay, and James White, who are being drafted down in the 9th round. Both a couple of guys that could be serviceable, that may not be the number 1 running back on their team, and more of a committee type thing, but
Yeah.
they're going to be good running back depth for your team as you get down into those middle rounds. You know, you're going to be happy with what you've got in the top 5, and now you're trying to find those league winners or potential.
If you're in round
league
9
winners.
and you draft and you went like, I don't know, Julio and then a round 2 wide receiver and then maybe another one, then you're looking for a running back in round 9 probably, and this is going to be your dilemma right here, or something similar.
If you're sitting at like 1 running back only or 2 running backs only, probably closer to 2 running backs at this point. You're getting in round 9. You're like, okay,
you're like,
I need some depth. These guys will be good depth for you.
Yeah.
But we'll tell you which one you want to take.
Yeah, I will.
For each round, each of us will get 3 minutes to talk analytically about our guys, and then we'll have a 3-minute open discussion at the end of that. And we will not go over the 3 minutes. So once we take our break here, I'm going to need to set my timer up. We'll get that rolling. But that is how it works, and we're ready to get in to the Square-Off. What's up, y'all? Ben from the Fantasy Chairman Podcast and the Sasquatch Square-Off here, and I want to tell you all about Anchor. If you've ever thought about getting into the podcasting game, you need to be using Anchor. For one, it's free. That's right, completely free, and you get unlimited storage to hold all your episodes, all your audio clips, all your listener voice messages in one place, making it super easy for you to use. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. It's literally as easy as clicking a button. You can make money from your podcast on Anchor with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. Killing me today.
I know. I'm not professional. I'm not professional enough to do this.
Okay, it's time for round 1. Talking about our wide receivers, Michael Gallup, Tyler Boyd. I will be discussing Michael Gallup. Matt is going to talk Tyler Boyd. And we'll have a little open discussion at the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
You got your gloves laced up?
I'm ready.
We're ready. Let's do this thing.
I've sniffed my ammonia packet.
You got fired up, huh?
Yep, I'm just over here.
You're awake and ready to go.
Yeah, I'm like Brett Favre over here.
Just twitching out.
Yeah.
All right, round 1. Here we go.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, I am on the clock. I should have found my Michael Gallup notes here first. Okay. Michael Gallup took a major step forward in his second NFL season. As a rookie in 2018, Gallup finished as the wide receiver 76. Last season, wide receiver 22. He had 113 targets for 66 receptions, 1,107 yards, 16.8 yards per reception, and 6 touchdowns. He played 14 games last season because he missed 2 early due to injury. His catch percentage increased by 10 from his rookie to sophomore season. He went from a 48% catch percentage, which is kind of bleh, up to 58%. So we saw the improvement there. We saw how he got a little more adapted to the NFL game and got a little bit better at catching passes. Just a little bit better.
Yeah.
I like to see those increases from a young player as they come into the NFL and they go into that sophomore season. Hopefully we can see another jump like that going from his second season to his third season. It'd be really nice. Really nice. Up to 68%. That'd be sweet.
That's not happening.
He averaged 79 yards per game. So, yes, he did have some drops, but looking at his target share, Dak and the team continued to trust him all season long. And you could see, like I was just talking about, you could see a rise in his catch percentage again this year as he continues to learn the NFL game. And then, this is one that kind of surprised me. Alex and I talked about this on the Fantasy Chairman podcast a little bit when we did Blind Resumes with you, talking about Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup. And are we sure that Amari Cooper is truly the number one wide receiver there in Dallas? When you look at their stats, it's kind of surprising. Gallup had 8.1 targets per game. Meanwhile, Cooper had 7.4. Gallup was on pace for 1,265 yards if he would have played all 16 games, whereas Cooper had 1,189 yards. So I don't know. There was just a period of time there with the Dallas Cowboys that I thought it was looking like they were almost trending towards Michael Gallup even more and just kind of not necessarily fading Amari Cooper, but Michael Gallup was quickly becoming a favorite target of Dak Prescott. The Cowboys are also second in the NFL with 190 vacated targets going into 2020. They have CeeDee Lamb. They have Blake Jarwin.
Booyah!
Oh, is that what you were waiting for? Okay.
So, yeah, here's the thing, Chief. They drafted the best wide receiver
I did just
in
say
the
they
draft.
drafted CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say those
And you mean,
letters,
you
C
mean
and D.
second best receiver in the draft behind Jerry Jeudy.
He might have a point, but I think they might be. Yeah. Anyway, back to my argument.
I'm not trying to distract you from it at all.
Well, we're talking about Gallup taking on the wide receiver one role from Amari Cooper. He might have to fight off CeeDee Lamb, because CeeDee Lamb, I get it, and I'll be the first guy to say that the jump from the NCAA to the NFL is a huge jump, especially for wide receivers. Running backs can get right into the NFL and hit the ground running, but wide receivers, you can call it the tandem between the quarterback, whatever, the route running, the speed, whatever you want to call it. But CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy both look, and I've heard this said 1,000 times.
This whole 2020 wide receiver class is impressive.
Well, these two look like two of the most NFL-ready wide receivers in the last, I've heard people say 5 years, and then I'm like, okay, but Odell Beckham.
Well, for 2014, I think they're talking since 2014, like when Odell came in.
When his rookie year?
Yeah, that 2014 wide receiver class was stellar.
You're right, yeah.
So they're comparing this class to that.
Well, that's
so I
convenient.
get what you're saying, for sure. CeeDee Lamb.
I think CeeDee is going to throw a wrench into Gallup's little coming out party.
We could. But right here, I'm just... You jumped in right as I was getting into this here.
I was waiting.
The Cowboys, 190 vacated targets. Okay, that's a ton of targets. I had to censor myself right there.
Yeah, yep. I think that
if there's one trio of wide receivers in the NFL that I could see all three finishing in the top 25 of wide receivers in fantasy, it would be these three.
Seattle Seahawks. No.
It would be these three.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they potentially have the most dangerous wide receiver core in the league here. But anyway, 190 vacated targets. Even if we see CeeDee Lamb jump in, he takes 100. You see Jarwin get 40 more of the vacated targets from Jason Witten on top of the 40 that he received. Then that's still leaving about 50 or so more targets up for grabs right there. If we could see Gallup even get 20 of those, then that's going to jump him up to like that 130-plus target range. I mean, That's pretty good. And especially if we see that catch percentage take another leap, that would be quite nice.
Yeah,
but if he maintains that 15 to 16 yards per reception as well, Gallup's going to be in for a massive year, and he's going to be a steal of a pick at wide receiver 30.
They're going to give the ball to Zeke 20 times a game. That's just their investment.
They've already been doing that, and he's still got these vacated targets here.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to call that good on mine here.
Oh, really? Okay.
I forgot to start the clock here again.
Okay.
But you also used your Wicca, so.
That's true. I did.
All right. So that does it for Michael Gallup. Matt, you are up with Tyler Boyd.
Big TB.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready, sir.
You are on the clock.
Okay, Tyler Boyd. He is the 72 overall pick for most ADP drafts. He is the wide receiver 32, and he'll go around the 6th round, 12th pick. In 2018 was his first year of relevance, so
He's old.
Yeah, this guy's a veteran. No, he's not. He's a youngin' still. In 2018, he was wide receiver 17. In 2019, he was wide receiver 18. Okay, he beat his ADP both of those years, and it looks like he's going to beat it again this year, just based on his past patterns, based on the Bengals and how the wide receiver core works and all of that.
Yeah, the way he's patterned himself into it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm so smart. Yay. He has his
You're
efficient.
still learning Squatch.
Oh my god, yeah. His best efficiency is when AJ Green is on the field, and guess who showed up at training camp healthy? Mr. AJ.
I love to hear that. I do like AJ Green.
When he's on the field, you can't double Tyler Boyd. And what happens when you don't double Tyler Boyd? He gets yards. He eats. Gets his, yo. I put the team on my back. Maybe not that much. He has a new quarterback. That's kind of scary, but it was the first overall pick, Joe Burrow. People are saying that he might be one of the best quarterbacks coming out of the draft in the last decade. That remains to be seen. But it looks like they're going to get it acquainted quickly. He had 5 touchdowns last year, was 7 the year before that. It looks like that might be an area where that might go up. 5 TDs is a pretty low number for a guy as talented as Tyler Boyd at the wide receiver position. This is the best offense that he's ever been involved in. In 2018, he was... Why did you look at me like that? You think Andy Dalton's better than Joe Burrow?
Not at all.
Okay, good.
I just had to mess with you.
Oh, okay. I was like, is this a Marvin? What was that? Get off of me. Okay, in 2018, he had 1,028 yards. 2019, I had 1,048. So a lot of people were really down on him last year and saying, oh, he's not an efficient. Yeah, he broke 1,000 yards, though, so why don't you pipe down? His catch percentage is going to be between 60 and 70% consistently. Yee, that's a big one for this battle. Okay. His yards per game, I'm such an idiot. His yards per game are going to be between 65 and 75, and his yards per target in 2018 were 9.5. In 2000 did I say 18?
You did.
18, okay. 19 was 7.1. So last year, no A.J. Green, which means a less depth, okay? He's going to get the ball. They're trying to get it to him in space and then get some rack, okay? That's looking to go back up with A.J. Green out, or back in.
It's all the time you get.
Whew, take a breath.
Yeah, breathe, man, breathe.
So good. I have so much to say.
I will say, I flustered you a little bit. Just
I did.
trying to get in your head there. I don't want you derailing my Michael Gallup argument here with Tyler Boyd facts.
I was like, are you going to Marvin Lewis me for, like, what does that even mean? Why? Who cares?
I don't know what that means either. All right.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and get on the clock for open discussion here. You can. I'll go ahead and let you finish your Tyler Boyd thought. You got a little bit more there, I see. So here we go on the clock. Open discussion.
All right. So we talked about dropped passes. His dropped passes went down from 2018. He had a 4.6% drop pass rating to 2019 having a 3.4%. That's actually a big improvement. And I didn't. Did you have a drop passes percentage? You just had a catch percentage.
I didn't get the. Yeah, I was looking at the catch percent. I missed
both of these guys kind of
percentage.
both guys kind of had an issue with drop passes. I think Gallup more so than Boyd, but I think
he had a couple that were a little bit rough, but at the same time, I mean, man.
Not as prevalent.
Yeah.
But they both did better. I think that the biggest thing that sets these two apart is that Tyler Boyd has already shown the catch percentage floor. He's already shown the drop percentage floor. And when Ben talks about a logarithmic increase from Michael Gallup's catch percentage,
he's just steadily going to increase by 10% every. I'm not saying that.
Oh,
no,
well, that kind of sounded like you were.
I'm saying if you see another increase, like if he just gets a little bit better, works on some of those drops, you see him jump up, not necessarily to 68%, but if you see him hit closer to that 60, 61% catch rate, I mean, even that's going to help a lot, especially if he gets those extra targets from all those ones that just all of a sudden are open with Randall Cobb and Jason Witten gone. Like I said, even if CeeDee Lamb comes out there and balls out with 100 targets as a rookie,
we'll see what Kellen Moore has to say about this.
There's still plenty. Oh, Kellen Moore loves some Michael Gallup, man. Yeah. What are you talking about?
He's pretty giddy about CD.
Kellen Moore. Yeah, I agree. CD is going to be good. I'm pretty high. As much as I am not a Cowboys fan.
Oh, I hate the Cowboys so much.
A Cowboys fan, but I am excited for this offense in fantasy. It's going to be crazy. And I will say I'm pretty excited for what could be coming in Cincinnati as well. The biggest thing is I do believe in Joe Burrow personally, but the O-line there scares the crap out of me. And if Joe Burrow is not what he was drafted to be, Tyler Boyd's going to have a rough year, along with the rest of the pass catchers there. It's going to be difficult.
Here's the variable on that. The O-line at LSU was dumb. Steel curtain-esque.
Yes,
so
it was.
He's not going to have all day like that. So I see this. John Ross has a 4.29 speed. He's going to blow the top off, keep the secondary honest. And then you have A.J. Green getting whatever sort of shadow bracket coverage. Tyler Boyd is going to be that guy, that Jarvis Landry guy. He's going to be that guy that's like, oh, okay, Boyd's going on that out. He's going on that slant. Like he's my valve.
He's going to try to get it out to him quick. Mm-hmm. I could see that. All right, that'll settle it for right now between Michael Gallup, Tyler Boyd. Both these guys, I like their potential a lot this year. I think you're going to be happy drafting either one, but you should definitely go Gallup over Boyd.
If you want like to look at your team and go, whoa, I have a really good team, then go ahead and draft Gallup. But if you want to like win weeks and people to be like, why is Tyler Boyd been doing so well? I don't understand. This is so dumb. I'm going to quit fantasy. Then get Tyler Boyd. I'm so dumb today.
Oh, my God. You're on one there, Fantasy Sasquatch.
I like Tyler Boyd. I just traded for him.
You did indeed.
Mm-hmm.
You did indeed. That was not a bad trade.
That was a redraft trade. Big time, just to win.
It was a redraft trade in a dynasty league. Yes.
Yep, exactly.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do to win now sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You said do-do.
Do-do. You got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm an idiot.
You're just hearing too much.
I know. I am so. All right.
The Squatch a little immature today. I think he's kind of.
I've been in the car all day.
Fair enough. All right, we ready for round 2 now.
Let's do this.
I'm going to talk a couple of running backs here. We got James White, who Matt is going to discuss James White, and I have Phillip Lindsay.
This matchup is my favorite matchup of this podcast yet.
I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
9th round picks here pretty much is where their ADP is. As you start getting deeper, sometimes these decisions get a little bit more difficult. I mean,
and I'm not opening Christmas gifts on December 24th here, but both of these guys have a path to RB1 if injuries happen. Which Melvin Gordon, Sony Michel, those guys get injured at all?
Well, Sony Michel's currently on the pup.
Oh, that's right.
Melvin Gordon has not played 16. Well, he's played 16 games one time.
Yeah.
In 2017.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Definitely got a path to potential league-winning status here. All right.
Upside.
Round 2, Matt's up first with James White.
Round 2, fight.
Okay.
On the
James White, he is being drafted 99th overall in the draft. He's being the RB 37. He is one of the new offensive captains with TB12 gone. He is more vocal, is what he said in an interview. He needs to be more vocal now because he is a main benefactor in this offense. No matter what sort of scheme Mr. Belichick wants to put in, James White is a part of that system, a part of that output. In 2017, this guy is a veteran, by the way. He's been playing for a long time. I'll just talk about the last few years, though. 2017, he was RB 38. 2018, he was RB 7. I'll say it again, RB 7. Yep. 2019, he was RB 18. So what those numbers mean to me is it's more of a what do I need scenario. We all know that the Patriots' backfield is really hard to grasp or understand. Just ask, what was that guy that got 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, and then on Monday he got released for Jonas Gray or something?
Jonas Gray, yep.
Is that his name?
Jonas Gray,
something
yep.
like that,
Yep.
yeah. So, I mean,
forgot about him.
his alarm didn't go off, and then he was cut. So what I'm saying is that it's really hard to judge the Patriots' backfield, and everyone goes, okay, I don't want any part of it. James White is the guy that you draft in this backfield, trust me. His targets, he is a passing back, so he is going to be taking the passing, so any sort of drop downs. The new quarterback is Cam Newton. Who's a running back that Cam Newton used to have that was pretty good at catching passes? Oh, yeah, that's right. His name's Christian McCaffrey. He is pretty good.
Yeah. So does Cam Newton really like to throw to the running back, or was he throwing to the running back because his running back was Christian McCaffrey?
Christian McCaffrey.
Is James White Christian McCaffrey?
Christian McCaffrey
Did he make him a quarterback that throws to the running back?
Christian McCaffrey is a blue chip wide receiver. Okay?
Absolutely.
James White, his main skill set is running back route running.
It's true.
So, and as good as Christian McCaffrey is as running between running anywhere. I mean, if it was an apocalypse and it was
just
like
makes NFL defenses look silly.
Yeah, if he was playing like Kino Der Toten on Call of Duty Zombies, he would probably get to round 100 or something like that.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. I just love that. That was the best Zombies ever. Anyway, what I'm saying is that in that realm of pass catching running backs, James White emulates the pass catching mindset.
He's there. I get it. I get what you're saying.
That drop down.
You think Cam Newton's going to be...
Enkill can't separate.
You think he's going to stay on top of that and try to use that?
Oh, well...
much? He didn't used to use it before. I will say he's kind of learned how to with Christian McCaffrey.
This is the best offensive line that Cam's ever had. I will say that, first off. And so he's going to have extra time. But besides Julian Edelman... And I think that a lot of the success that Julian had was based on TB12 and the rapport they had. He knew when he was breaking. He knew, like, he trusted him so much because he knew that he wasn't going to he wasn't going to let cornerbacks or the secondary get in the way of his passes. Or he knew where he's going to be.
One other thing on my Wicca.
Okay. Okay.
If Cam Newton, do you think Belichick's going to try to tone down his rushing at all? We haven't seen Cam Newton healthy for a while. Now that he's healthy, he's on a team, he's looking to prove something. Do you think he's going to be just tucking and running instead of dumping the ball off? That's what I worry about, is potentially to get those yards rather than tossing it off to the side. Hey, James White, you're out in the flat. Take this. He's just going to tuck that thing and go because we know what Cam Newton likes to do. He likes to rush.
He could do a little bit of that, but I think that the main QB rushing that's going to happen on the Patriots this year is between the center and the 2 guards on the 2-yard line. And that has nothing to do with James White. James White is never going to get your goal line carries, guys and girls.
He's going to do the Tom Brady special, but Cam Newton style.
Yeah, 6'4", 250 style.
Crazy. All right, I'll let you get back on the clock here.
Okay.
You're on.
So anyway, back to me.
All about Squatch.
Yeah. So his reception or his target count 72, 123, 95. So that 123 was in response to basically everyone on the team getting injured, and the coaching staff You call it Bill Belichick, call it Josh, what's his last name? McDaniels.
Yep.
You call it whoever you want, saying, this is the guy we have right now. Let's see what we got. If we got to go somewhere else, but we got to wring this towel out. And they found out that James White makes guys miss, is great in the open field, and gets good yards. He's a smart guy. They trust him so much. Okay? So a lot of people are like, oh, but Cam, that's not what Cam does. Cam is not going to do what he usually does. Cam Newton agreed. I bet you it's in the contract. It basically probably says, you will run my offense the way I want you to do it, or do not sign.
You will listen to me.
Yeah. And then it's Bill Belichick behind it in a dark room going, do it.
It's Palpatine style.
That's what's happening, yeah.
Oh, my God. That's a heck of a way to end the argument for James White there. Just do it. Do it. Wow. Unlimited power. That is Bill Belichick for sure.
Easily.
All right. I can dig it. I don't mind me some James White.
Good.
Getting into Phillip Lindsay
You
here.
don't have to. I already.
Oh, did you? Yeah. And I'm on the clock. We ready for this? I'm ready for this. Mm-hmm. Let's go. On the clock. So, Phillip Lindsay is the only undrafted free agent to rush for over 1,000 yards in each of his first 2 seasons. This guy has proven that he is an absolute baller. My biggest argument for Phillip Lindsay here is going to be more so against Melvin Gordon. Thank you for that, Squatch. Now he's trying to get in my head. I see how this goes. Yeah, you can't wicca here. Oh my gosh. So, despite adding Melvin Gordon this offseason, the Denver Broncos are going to make both Lindsay and Gordon fantasy relevant this season. They've been very quick to write Lindsay off completely due to the addition of Gordon, but I don't know that we should be so sure that Lindsay's just going to be relegated to backup duties behind Melvin Gordon. I think he's going to give him a push for the majority of the running back work.
But it's Melvin Gordon, bro.
But it is Melvin Gordon. Let's just look at this.
Come on, bro.
Let's look at this here. Like I talked about, Lindsay rushed for over 1,000 yards in each of his first 2 seasons. In 2018, he had 1,037 yards. In 2019, 1,011 yards. And that was on what many would consider a bad year, air quoting bad. He's only had 2 seasons in the league. Over 1,000 yards. Melvin Gordon has rushed for over 1,000 yards 1 time.
But he's Melvin Gordon, bro.
He's been in the league for 5 years. He's rushed over 1,000 1 time. Lindsay in 2018 had 192 attempts. In 2019 had 224 attempts. Gordon has averaged 211 carries per year over his 5-year career. So that's pretty good. Give him that. Lindsay's career average of 4.95 yards per carry. He had 5.4 yards per carry in 2018. That's good. He had
pretty good.
4.5 in 2019. That's not as good, but that's still good.
That's still good.
Gordon averages 4.04 yards per carry for his career, but he's only had 1 season in which he was above 4 yards per carry, and that was 5.1 in 2017. Every other year, it's been below 4 yards a carry.
But what about at Wisconsin, bro?
That's ancient history, bro. Fantasy Squatch is on one. Okay.
These are just the Q&As that I get into on Sleeper and stuff when I'm like, dude.
You are slowing. I'm going to have a lot to talk about in the open discussion here.
Good.
You are slowing me down. Lindsay
Good.
has received 47 and 48 targets in his first 2 years in the league.
Boo.
Okay, this is where I feel Gordon does have the edge. I don't expect Lindsay to really lose out on too many targets this season, though. I could see him sitting right around that 40-45 target range.
Oh.
Royce Freeman last year received 50 targets. So I could see Gordon receiving probably about that many, 50 to 60. Yeah, Freeman was
really?
Yeah, he was like the pass-catching back last year. But Gordon, I could see receiving between about 50 to 60 with Denver this season. And like I said, if that's the case, Lindsay's still going to get probably 35, anywhere between 35 to 45 targets, which is nearly on par for his normal target share. I'm over.
Here, I'll finish this off for you. And he's got the best hair in the league.
Yeah.
We want the funk. We gotta have that funk. Oh.
We want the funk.
Yeah.
Gotta have that funk.
He has got a sweet afro.
Yes, he does.
I wish I had an afro like that.
It is wicked sweet hair for sure.
I don't even have hair.
No, you don't. The Squatch came to civilization and quickly lost all, all his hair. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get on the clock for the open discussion here.
Let's do this.
All right. So, Denver does want to be more of a run-first team this year, too. So
You could totally tell from the draft.
Well, no, they just needed more offensive weapons.
Yeah,
they still want to play run-first and have great defense.
Yeah.
That's the way they want to set it up, and they want to be able to put Locke in those positions to succeed with those pass catchers that they added. And that'll be easier for him when defenses are more keyed in on the run. If they got a good running game going, that obviously helps open up the passing lanes. For a young quarterback like Drew Lock, he's going to need that. So a lot of analysts have Denver projected to rush more often. Last year, Denver gave Lindsay 54% of their rushing attempts. Royce Freeman got 32%. And as much as I loved Royce Freeman when Denver drafted him, he definitely was not as efficient as Lindsay. I don't think he's going to really get hardly any work at all this season. It's going to be all Melvin Gordon. It's going to be all Phillip Lindsay. And honestly, I could see Lindsay getting upwards of 40% of the team's carries just because he is more efficient. He's just been a better running back.
He is a diamond in the rough.
While Gordon's just going to stay probably closer to that 54 or so % of the team's carries that Lindsay had last year. And if that's the case, man, I think Lindsay is going to be very fantasy relevant, flex-worthy play, even if Gordon stays healthy and is the lead back. But I think this is going to be more of a even split than anybody is actually thinking it's going to be. Everybody's saying Melvin Gordon is going to be the guy. They're going to give it to him. They paid him, yada, yada. Lindsay's extremely motivated by the fact that they brought Gordon in. He's stated multiple times he's not going to be relinquishing lead back duties easily, and that's something I love to hear out of a guy that you can draft in the 9th, 10th round range. That's just awesome. So I think he's really going to push Gordon to try and get that starting job.
Well, they did pay Melvin Gordon $8 million.
Yeah, like I was just saying.
Yeah, but
he got paid.
He did get paid.
I don't think you can just wipe away career 4.95 yards per carry from Lindsay and just let him sit on the sideline.
Nah, I think the way this is going to go is more of a 60-40, and it's going to be kind of all these coaches are they like to be like Matt Nagy-ish, like, oh, I'm just going to ride the hot hand and we're going to see what happens. Yeah, right. They're going to use Melvin Gordon. They paid a lot of money for him, and they're going to use what they bought.
Are you worried about Lamar Miller being signed by the New England Patriots and all?
What?
With James White? Are you worried about
Lamar Miller?
Yeah, didn't they sign Lamar Miller? Didn't you hear that?
Oh, Lamar Miller. I was thinking Lamar Jackson. I was like, what are you talking
Lamar Miller, bro.
No, I'm not worried at all. That guy.
You have been in the car all day.
Dude.
I'm putting a little bit of extra time on our open discussion for this one just because Squatch's brain is a little rattled today.
I was literally like looking at you like, what are you on?
We spent that whole 3 minutes talking about Lindsay. I was trying to jump something over to James White for you here.
No, I'm not worried at all, actually. I think that the Lamar Miller is a panic buy. I think that he's like, oh my God, I have a running back that can't pick up blitz packages, and I have another running back who has bouncy balls for kneecaps, and then I have a 28-year-old a 28-year-old Tariq Cohen.
Bouncy balls for kneecaps.
Oh my God. Sony Michel's kneecaps are basically...
I get what you're saying.
Did you guys ever have that like dough in kindergarten where your teacher was like, don't eat that? That's Sony Michel's kneecaps. That's what that is. So, yeah, I would probably pick up Lamar Miller, too. Lamar Miller is
They instantly put him on the pup.
Oh, my... Yeah. And I was like, what are you doing? Do you guys just burn money in New England?
I get so scared of the New England backfield. I never know.
Rex Burkhead, 20 carries, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns.
So, I don't know, man. If I'm sitting there at the end of the 9th, just so many question marks. I think I'm picking Lindsay over James White most of the time.
Death, taxes, and James White catching 7 balls for 50 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's it right there.
Not every game.
Well, not 2 touchdowns every game, but when they get in the red zone, it's going to be Oh, I'm looking at the tight end. Oh, I'm looking at Inkiel. Oh, I'm looking at Julian coming over the middle. Oh, by the way, your cover 2 scheme didn't account for the fact that I have a wheel route going to yours truly, James White, for a 6-yard touchdown.
Oh, my. All right. That'll do it for the open discussion. I gave you 2 extra minutes on that just because you were so rattled by the fact that I said Lamar Jackson and I never said Lamar Jackson.
I was staring at you like a million-mile stare.
Yeah, he was like, what? He had no idea what I was talking about. That was great.
Is this your Madden franchise? What are you talking about?
What do you mean? New England signed Lamar Jackson.
You have too many dynasty leagues.
I never said Jackson. I said Lamar Miller. That's fine.
Sorry.
Oh, my. All right. Well, that'll do it for episode 3 of the Sasquatch Square-Off. That was a fun one, Matt. You kept things interesting for me, that's for sure. Go out and draft Michael Gallup and Phillip Lindsay. I mean,
the James White thing is another thing where you're like, but I have the guy that went 1,000 yards for the last 2 seasons. Why am I not doing well? It's because you didn't draft James White, and he didn't get you those little PPR, you want those pass-catching backs, people.
Oh, man. Full PPR, I will say. James White's pretty...
Half PPR.
Pretty alluring. Half PPR. I don't know. I'll go Lindsay. I lean Lindsay. Half PPR for sure. Oh, well, should we walk off into the sunset here?
Yeah, it's a good time to do that.
Start walking off into the sunset. Hey, you can find us online, www.fantasychairman.com, and on social media at Chairman Fantasy and at Fantasy Squatch. Please get on, follow us, listen, rate, review. We are not quite yet on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, but hopefully soon. We will let you know.
Soon.
Very soon.
My thumbs are too big to tweet.
Sasquatch problems.
I'm an idiot.
Hey, that's why the people love you.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Hey everyone, Alex and Ben with the Fantasy Chairman here. I wanted to let you all in on a great opportunity to win some awesome signed memorabilia while also being able to give back to a great cause.
This August and September, the Fantasy Chairmen are holding a raffle drawing contest where 100% of the proceeds will go to the Roundup City Racers, a nonprofit 501c3 fundraising program created by coaches of the Pendleton High School track and cross-country teams to provide athletic and scholarship opportunities to the youth of Pendleton, Oregon.
By purchasing a ticket to the Fantasy Chairman Fall Raffle Fundraiser, you will be contributing to a great cause. All proceeds go directly to the Roundup City Racers and back into the youth of Pendleton, Oregon, and any contributions you make is completely tax deductible. You also have the chance to win either a signed Todd Gurley LA Rams jersey or a signed Allen Robinson Chicago Bears jersey.
So what are you waiting for? For more information, visit www.fantasychairman.com and click on the Pay It Forward tab, or click the link in this episode's description.